Okay, welcome to the lap guide for this week. Doing it a bit earlier than normal because I've got the day off and happened upon this, 1:30 GMT, Wednesday or something, don't know. Anyway, conditions were good, 19 and track 21, and I did a 1:12.4. I didn't do any practice for this race as it was a bit of a surprise, so my first timed laps were in qualifying, but I think by, lap 16, I was comfortable. I'm using a Mick Claridge setup, thanks Mick, and sometimes we're approaching the top of fifth gear here as I back off a little bit for this corner, and then pretty much as I pass the apex I'm starting to ease on the brakes here, and I kind of get into a bit of a rhythm as I go down the gears. I think there's a bit of time to be found through this first corner, but I didn't have the confidence to explore it in the race. So as I get through the exit of the first corner here, I'm already starting to brake, and then on the exit here I downshift to fourth, and then my next two downshifting sort of points are as I aim for this bit of light grey tarmac on the left, back down to third, and then I try to straight line it across this next part, and on this next ripple strip is where I go back down to second. You can use quite a lot of curb here, but I'm not sure if it's unsettling the car or not. The exit of this corner is like off camber and slippery, so you've got to make sure that you've got traction before you can get it on the gas. So revs kind of rose a bit there when I went over here. So track all the way out. I'm backing off to 90% throttle a lot on this lap, especially as I'm trying to get traction over this crest. And then as the track line here kind of cuts in, I'm trying to straight line it here, and I'm kind of using the crest going down as my brake marker. As I go down over the crest, that's when I apply the heavier brake and stay in third gear. You can put your two wheels on the inside of these curbs. It doesn't unsettle the car so much for some reason. Gets you a bit of extra track. So staying in third, as soon as I exit there, I shove it across to the right, and you can cut this corner heaps. Again, I'm not sure if the bouncing unsettles the car, especially as that's another kind of off-camber exit, and it's hard to get on the throttle, and you've really got to make sure the car is stable before you get on the throttle. Top of third gear, or sometimes briefly into fourth. I use this escape road here on the right as my brake marker, and also the sounds of the engine. Yeah, I think I just hit the limiter there in third. I practiced going through this corner in third gear in the race and in second gear, and I'm not sure which is faster, so just do what feels right. I go down to second here on this lap, so it must be good. And you can cut this corner heaps as well. I completely missed that there. You can actually have two wheels off on the dirt here and use all the exit. You can go all the way out here, no off track. Just make sure you don't clip the wall with your left tyres. There seems to be plenty of grip to get traction down. Sometimes, again, I'll just stay in third and let it bounce off the limiter, but on this lap, I'm in fourth briefly. And the end of this wall here, you don't want to be braking past there, so brake before there, or, these cones on the right, service road on the right. Then my markers back down to second gear, and you can even steal a bit more road on the left on the way in. I'm barely getting to full throttle through this next section, and I short shift up into third right here as I add apex here. Balancing the throttle, I go full throttle here. I don't see many other people doing it, but I like to straight line this part. I don't think it unsettles the car that much, and it almost helps it tone in for the left-hander, which I'll short shift up into gear 4 and fourth gear through these left-right corners. Just gives me a bit more confidence in the car. With mix set up, it rotates nicely on throttle. So you can, I didn't do it on this particular lap, but you can have your wheels again on the grass there. And pretty much as I am at the end of this curbing here, that's when I'm on the brakes. Short shifting up to fourth. And I don't do it on this lap again, but you can put 2 wheels off onto the dirt here, especially later on the apex across here. And that can help position you for the next one. I just dab the brakes a little bit here. And again, you can put some wheels off on the dirt. Another off camber exit, so feather the throttle on the exit. I lift to shift up into fifth here and try to hug the corner because I want to be really far on the left. Again, I didn't do it on this lap, but you can put 2 wheels off just up here, help you get across and widen up the entrance. And at that point, this is my marker to change down to fourth gear now, is when I'm straight lining it here. So I go back down to fourth, and then I aim again to put 2 wheels onto the dirt on the inside. And then once you've hit that apex, you can sort of feel confident to get on the throttle and watch out that exit, because this is a crash hazard here. It's really easy to think that you've got it covered, get the power on, understeer off, put a wheel on the dirt, end up in that wall, back across the track, take everyone out. This is a tricky one. Sometimes I'm in fifth, sometimes I bounce off the limiter in fourth. Those cones up ahead are like my brake marker, but you've got to brake well before then. So maybe this Kawasaki sign or this exit road. Get on the brakes, back down to second. Again, I don't do it here, but you can get really close to these tyres on the inside, bit of extra track. I don't know if it's better to angle off the corner like that, have a deep entry and then a straighter exit or not, or if it's better to just take it like a traditional 180 corner. See how you go with that. This next part is tricky. I see a lot of people losing a bit of time here with not being confident to get the throttle down, and I wasn't even confident to get the full throttle through this next section for most of the race. By the end of it I was a bit more, but you can see here I'll just lift to shift and just feather the throttle through these corners, being careful not to drift out wide into the barriers. Little lift there. Thanks for watching. Any questions, comments, you can find me on Discord or wherever.